All right, people are saying Jay-Z is blaming single parent households without fathers in them for police brutality. Let's talk about exactly what he said. I'll link that video in the description. You want to jump and watch it and come back and check the video out. It's in the description on the source link. But we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate the love, support. Keep sharing the videos. And paraphrasing, pretty much what he said is, not having a father in the house, kind of creates animosity between a child and authority, or builds that tension. And he said basically with no father in the house, no authority, you basically like, I ain't got to listen to nobody, yada, yada, yada. You get out into the street, police say, put your hands up. You say, fuck you. Now, do I think he was saying he was blaming single parent households and single mothers and no father being there for police brutality? No. But at the same time, I'm talking about respect. But regardless of what's going on, they gonna touch you regardless. You can be in a respectful manner. You can do what they say do. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. But does, a male not being in the house have a role in maybe a young kid or a young woman or young man or a young woman not respecting authority? Absolutely, that plays a part. When you don't have a male father figure there and you grew up in the hood and you don't have a male mentor or an uncle or somebody to teach you about authority, I'd have seen it 1,000 times and over again. The male sets the tone in the house. What his words say goes. Now you got a lot of beta males that's in the house. I know dudes or I know of dudes whose wife go work and they stay at home with the kids. And now they looking at the mom as the alpha and the dad is the beta. He's a beta male. But people gonna sit here and they gonna tear up Jay-Z over the NFL thing, whatever he say. Now apparently this came out 2 days ago, but he's not blaming police brutality on single parent households without males being there. He's saying that it's a disconnect for young kids or young adults not having a father there with authority. It's a problem with authority and respecting authority. When the police pull you over, it ain't like mother effer and I ain't doing what you got to say and whoop-de-whoop. You got to respect the authority because guess what? Your life is in their hands. You know what I'm saying? If they say license and registration, at this point, if you want to keep your life and keep your hands on your wheel and be like, officer, I'm about to open my glove department up can I open my glove department up and get my license and registration and insurance out? And he be like, okay, yeah, okay. And you just got to do what they say, And even if you do what they say, it's a good chance or it's a nice chance in this generation that you still might end up dead. But what he's saying is basically that respect for authority in the household, the tone is set by the father or the stepfather or the father figure or the male of the house, the grandfather, whoever it is. But when that father figure or that male authority ain't there, a lot of people, and it's exceptions to the rule, people say, well, I grew up without a father in my house and I turned out fine. You 1 in 1 millionth or 1 in 300 million people in this country that turned out all right. And at the end of the day, when you're younger, you respect your mom and stuff. But after a while, a woman doesn't command the respect that a man does. When a young teenage male, and that's what I'm talking about, he becomes of age or he becomes a teenager and starts smelling himself and becomes more physically stronger and he feel like he's physically more dominant than his mother, she can't stop him. He might run her wild. You just hope you raise them right and they go on the right track. But right then and there, that's where that father figure steps in or that father steps in. Oh, you think you bad? And sometimes you got to put the Beats by Dre on them, or sometimes you got to put them in the chokehold, or sometimes you got to snatch them up. Because we all had a crossroad path where you think you big and bad and you might get your chest blew out. Sometimes it might be your mom that to show you ain't that big and bad and blow your shit out. But a lot of times for father figures that's there, they there to put you back in your place and let you know you still a kid, you a teenager, you a boy. And right there in that, and everybody's been through that rite of passage damn near where you think you big and bad and you think you that guy. Man, it end up in you physically getting put in your place or may it be verbal, or maybe be a talk or a conversation that you have with your father figure or your father. You know, you got to figure out that it's a man's world and you ain't a man yet. But I agree with what he said. That authority, you know, that authority in the house by a man, that sets the tone, you know, going into the real world. Now, does that got to do with police brutality? It plays a role, because you're going to be disrespectful to the police. Guess what? They got grounds. They don't even need grounds to kill you. Now, I'm not saying, you know, single parent households is because of police brutality, but you got to have respect when you go out here. And if you don't respect any type of authority, especially the police, that's just give them more grounds or more of a chance to smoke you. But the father does set the tone in the house for respecting authority and all that. But I didn't take it as he blamed that on police brutality. I believe that's one of the reasons it does happen, because if you don't respect them when they pull you over, when they stop you, then they don't need grounds to kill us. They kill us even if you follow the code and respect them and do what they say do. You still can end up your watermelon spit on the concrete. But if you're respectful and you know do what you need to do, it's a chance that you won't end up dead. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you think he meant. I'll put the video in the description or the source link. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links in the description as well. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We go.